Hey guys, it's Viewmaster's Reactions, and we're back with something horribly sad that I still kind of don't believe, but I believe it enough now that I feel like maybe Vex is... Let's introduce first. Hey guys, it's Viewmaster's Reactions, and we're... Did I just do that? Did I just do that? I might have just done it. See, I'm in a state of emotional shock. I did the live stream on Friday. We talked about the first 3 episodes of The Legend of Vox Machina. Those of you who don't know, every Friday we do a live stream where we watch at least 2 to 3 hours of every episode of Campaign 2. We're going down the line. I also throw up videos all week on YouTube. There's a Patreon hour exclusive. We watch all 4 to 5 hours of every episode every week. They're all over the channel. Subscribe, go on the live streams. Friday we talk, we hang out, we have some drinks. In the live stream on Friday, people were like, dude, Vex is dead. And I'm like, no, that's not what happened. She got blasted. She got hurt really bad. I saw the life leave her eyes. I saw all these things because people were like, didn't you see this? Didn't you see this? I've rewatched it many times. I had to re-edit it. Just in the edit alone, I've probably seen it 2 or 3 times. And then I rewatched it. After that, I watched them all in a row together in one group in my bed, like where I could like just sit and focus. I saw everything, but in my mind, I'm thinking they'll just bring her somewhere and be like magic and she'll be alive. I don't know the boundaries or the limits of some of the things you could do in Dungeons and Dragons. Like I've said many times, I've never played it before. All the knowledge I have is within the last year, since The Legend of Vox Machina Season 1 till now. 1 year of constant knowledge because of the amount of content we watch with Campaign 2. But I still haven't dealt with death of major characters more than like once or twice. I know, well, I don't want to spoil it just in case anybody hasn't caught up on other things. But like major deaths have only happened several times, a couple times at most. So I just don't believe she's dead. I feel like there is something that could be done. I said the same thing with another character that ended up being actually dead. And I didn't believe that for a good while too. And part of me still feels like something could happen down the line with that even. I'm just hopelessly attached to characters, I guess, where I don't want to think they could actually be gone forever. If anything, I'm just keeping their memory alive and honoring their legend. I'm wearing this, Laura Bailey's character, Jester, adorable, but I wore it. Honestly, I put it on thinking, oh, I haven't worn the Jester shirt in a while. Maybe subconsciously I was connecting it. I didn't even pick out this thumbnail yet. And I'm thinking about it just now and I'm like, holy crap, it all connects. Unintentional, but it must be for a reason. I'm going to watch this. Just the fact that in the campaign, people are giving me the Sunken 2 moment where she supposedly dies or does die. I feel like it is a huge thing and that she probably really is dead. Let's watch it. Let's see how they react to it. Based on how they react to it, like I said, I'm not saying everyone's like lying to me. I just feel like in something like this, you'd have to play dumb if you knew and she wasn't really dead because you'd spoil it for people. So I want all of you to do what you're doing. But I find it so hard to believe that it's real. I don't know. I feel like anybody in my position would feel similar. I feel like anybody who doesn't actually know what happens in the Campaign 1 saga of Critical Role, I feel like anybody like me would feel the same. Even my sister. My sister's just as in the dark as me, if not more, because she hasn't seen any of Campaign 2. She's just seen Season 1. So she's way in the dark. She comes running in and she's like, did Vex just die? And I'm like, no, why did you say that? And she's like, I'm pretty sure she just died. And then I thought about it and I'm like, did she just die? And then everyone in the live stream is like, she's dead. And I'm like, did I, like in my mind, I like had no emotional reaction to it because of just assuming she'll be all right. I don't know. Let's jump in. You guys want to see more of what I do? Full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel. Seasons ahead of what you're seeing. Hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link is at the end. If the link doesn't work, which it probably won't because of monetization problems, in the description below is a link for Patreon. Patreon hour exclusive of every hour of Campaign 2. We have every episode of Season 1 and Season 2 of Vox Machina up in full. Hundreds of movies, hundreds of other shows. We started Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Peaky Blinders this month, and The Last of Us. The Last of Us is tonight, Sunday. It'll be out in full as soon as I'm done. Check it out. Patreon link below. if not the Sunken Tomb moment from Campaign 1, The Legend of Vox Machina. All right.
Very
hold on.
Very gently.
March 17th, 2016. St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
Episode 44.
I need
Whoa.
Vex,
They
I
are-
need Percy, and I need Trinket to all make
Wow.
dexterity saving throws.
Oh, snaps.
Evil shit.
Oh my god, everyone looks so young. I'm used to Campaign 2 looks. There are also guests or people I don't know.
I rolled well on it before.
I've never seen this format, like this look.
I'm going to use one of my
Trinket.
reroll every saving throw.
Who are these other
6
people?
for Trinket.
Will
Good
Friedel,
night, you guys.
Mary McGlynn. Oh, that's Mary McGlynn.
Hey.
I don't know who Will Friedel is. Oh my god, it's them.
21.
You manage.
It's
as you
Zahara
reach out
and
grab for the armor. As your
Kashaw.
fingers touch it, there's this vibration, and it seems like the shadows, the nearby shadows in the corners, seem to reach up towards your hands. You pull back in time, but you and Trinket notice a little too late as there's a burst of death, a burst of death energy that just bursts out for a 10-foot radius around the entire sarcophagus. You avoid it. Both you and Trinket
Are dead.
suffer
Oh my god.
56 points of necrotic damage.
I'm unconscious.
Does that bring you below 0?
Yeah.
Oh my god, the way it's happening
Vex's
here is so much different
body
than the show to
falls
me. Like seeing their
stonework,
faces is
and you
way
look over
different.
As you see her eyes stare
I got
out
like
the
a
last bit of
chill when I
air
just saw Laura's
slipping
face.
as the life drips out of her form.
Oh shit.
What's going on?
Just
What
died within the
happened?
last
What
minute.
happened? I was only down there
Life
for
with
30
1 hit point.
seconds.
Do you have it prepared?
Was that it? Was that it? Is that all I get to see, or are they going to go back and show more?
Deathwalker's ward.
I want to see this again now. All right, so we're seeing the flashback. I think that's all we get to say. Is that the whole clip? I mean, I guess that's all. Maybe there's too many spoilers or something. But are we going to see how it happened? I want to see this in campaign. Here's the flash. Is something maybe with the matron of Ravens feathers? Maybe something with the
Gone for
feathers?
30 seconds. What the
Like-
hell happened?
Like, where's this part in live action?
What's wrong? What happened?
You left me. I was lost.
Brother,
I,
I'm
like-
sorry. I didn't think.
No, you don't understand. Do not go far from me.
I won't. I swear it.
So when necrotic damage is dealt, it drains the life essence from the creature, almost like being able to directly attack the creature's soul. But then I'm reading other things that say, like, necrotic damage does not have any special rules, and you can heal from it normally like any other damage. There are some spells that prohibit regaining hit points for a fixed duration, but that's not a general rule of necrotic damage. This one I looked up is the closest that I could find to compare. I'm told if you take necrotic damage greater than your max health, you just die. This is in Tomb of Annihilation. Sunken Tomb. This is Tomb of Annihilation. Was caused by a circle of death and a failed con save. People are saying this is not a mechanic tied to necrotic damage, but there are some effects that cause such things. Were death if dropped to 0 hit points. Another person says some creatures that dealt necrotic damage have this clause added to the effect of their attack, but this isn't necessarily the general rule. Circle of Death doesn't reduce your maximum hit points. If it did, the spell's description would indicate so. Again, there is no general rule that say that if you take necrotic damage, your maximum hit points is also reduced. All right, guys, I just had to get a better understanding of what we're dealing with here. So necrotic damage, 56 hit points of necrotic damage takes her below 0. Matt says it. Matt's like, did that take you below 0? She said she was unconscious, so obviously I assumed she was. Matt then gives a look. She pauses, hesitates for a second, and realizes, oh shit. Sam, I believe it was like, you're dead. And then everyone started freaking out like they knew it was a thing. So regardless of what I just read, I just wanted to get a general knowledge. It's saying it's not the general rule, but for whatever reason, I guess because it's Pervon Sul. Pervon Sul is super powerful. So I guess because it is him that is involved with the matron of ravens, that it was enough to take her out and kill her instantly. If you drop below 0, instant death. They all seem to know it. Maybe it was said earlier. For whatever reason, they were aware of it and didn't question it. They weren't like arguing it. They were all like, oh shit. I wish they showed how Liam O'Brien right here live, I wish they showed that, how he reacted to it. They showed him climbing up and then went to the animated. I would have loved to have seen how emotional everyone had gotten realizing she is actually dead. Unless there are spoilers leading into something else. Maybe it's something I can't see. I don't know. Because there were a couple other videos that people were trying to let me see, but they're like, it's a little too spoilery. So maybe something does happen. I'm not saying she like jumps back to life, but maybe there's something else that continues to happen in the next episode that is spoilery. Because I feel like, if anything, the whole Liam running over, grabbing her, crying, the whole emotional thing with the flashback, very emotional shit. I just wasn't really getting too emotional because in my mind, I'm like, all right, this sucks, but Vex will be all right. We just have to do something. See, in my mind, I'm thinking we're dealing with some crazy powerful forces. Pervon Sewell, the Matron of Ravens. When Vex fell, there were Matron of Raven feathers, and one kind of disappeared on her head. So I think what I'm thinking in my head is like, we're dealing with like powerful foes. So maybe the Matron of Ravens kind of possessed her, or maybe she, I don't know. Maybe something happened with the feathers. This is just literally what was going through my head then and kind of still now. Maybe the feathers are doing something. Maybe the power of the Matron of Ravens can bring her back because the feathers fell on her. Or like something. Like, I don't know. Something with the feathers. I feel like it could just be for added effect because it was beautiful. And it was Pervon Sewell, who is the protector. What's his actual title? He was like the warrior of the Matron of Ravens. The protector. The champion. He is the champion of the Matron of Ravens. So I don't know. Maybe something we're dealing with can bring her back to life. That is my hope. I say it all the time. Whether or not I should just give up hope, I don't ever give up hope. I wish all these people could have a second chance. I don't know if I'm correct. People in the live stream were like, who do you think Laura Bailey's next character is going to be? And I'm like, I don't want to think about it yet. I want to see. If they bury her, I say it all the time. This is how the unnamed character that I'm talking about from Campaign 2, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but until they put them in the ground and have a funeral, I don't believe it. And in that case, they put him in the ground and they buried him, so I was forced to believe him. However, other things were awry with that. But either way, if they have a funeral at the beginning of the next episode, if there is a procession and they throw her in the ground, or especially if they cremate her or something, throw her on a fire, then I'll 100% believe it. But until I see how they handle the situation, and because we're dealing with powerful entities and magic, I mean, if that is their rule, if that is how Critical Role does it, and necrotic damage brings you to 0, instant kill, you're dead. Even in Campaign 2, we were talking about death, how they handled death. And people did say there were other things you could do, but you needed like really powerful items or someone of very high-leveled magic using, where it's possible that you could bring someone back from the dead if you do it really quick, like within like 10 minutes, let's say. There are really powerful people out there or items that maybe could do this. And I don't know, I'm assuming they don't have those things or the abilities to do so, but I just can't do it. It's not in me. It's not in me in shows and movies and TV to give up until I see them put in the ground. It's just me. And even then, there are some cases where even being put in the ground doesn't finish you off. So who knows? I don't know. I'm just honestly mind blown by the whole thing. It is almost 3 days later, and I still don't believe it, and only until recently even considered it. Like, I went a whole day, because Friday night was the live stream. I went a whole day without even considering it. Then my sister kind of got it in my head. It's like, oh, Vex, I think, just died. And then the live stream people really got it in my head. And now we see this, and everyone's faces seem to light up with horror. This, by the way, I didn't say it in the beginning. The dude, JB, my moderator, linked me to this, but I also got the same link from Malamute on my email or Patreon. It might have been through Patreon. I can't remember now. They might have both been through Patreon. Either way, You both sent me the link within like the same hour. I didn't even look who sent it first. Thank you both. Anybody else who gets anything like this, send it my way. I will be happy to react to it. All we do is Critical Role all week long already, so this just adds some more awesomeness to the week. You guys want to see more of what I do? Full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link is in front of me. The link probably doesn't work. If it does, awesome. If it doesn't, it's because of monetization problems. They shut the links off. I'm disputing YouTube on things. In the description below is a link to Patreon. You'll see hundreds of movies, hundreds of shows. We just started Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, The Legend of Korra, Vox Machina, Season 2 and 1 are all up in full unedited. Every week there is an hour Patreon exclusive of every episode of Campaign 2. Live streams Friday. Go check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.